Hello and welcome along to the ProjectCars2 Virtual Racing League, where today we are continuing with our Touring Car Championship on the Xbox platform. It's round 3 today at Hockenheim National Circuit, and the first 4 races, at the first 2 rounds, because there's 2 races per round of course, were absolutely fascinating, extremely close racing. First and second positions only separated by a tenth or 2 on the line in each of those races, so you can expect more of the same here today, I think, at Hockenheim, which is obviously a great track. Formula 1 use it as well. We're using the national layout here though, so it's not the full layout, but it's got some nice twisty sections towards the end, and a couple of long straights as well for some good slipstreaming action. So let's see how they go, but it's the team championship at the moment. Crazy Berry, you can see there the teams are made up of the names of the drivers, but Crazy Berry leading the way at the moment by 4 points, ahead of JB221. Big Bad BTCC there in third, ahead of Scuderia Chris Subrosa Messamini, something like that. But yeah, so looking at the manufacturer's driver standards as well, so we can have a little look at who's doing well in each of the cars we've got. We've got Renault, Opel, Mercedes, BMW, and it's Subrosa, D-Man, Roger the Dodger and Scuderia Sam leading the way there, but you can see it's really close between them all. So the Renault's had quite a good advantage the first few races, and it's looking like the favourite car at the moment, but it'll be interesting to see how that changes as we go to more tracks, and especially the faster tracks. You can probably see the BMW coming more into play there with that top end speed that it seems to have. Overall driver standings then, Subrosa is leading the way by 11 points there over Cherry Berry. BDCC Dan as well as a touring car specialist there in third, ahead of D-Man the Irishman there, Joe Brown in fifth who missed the first race, Roger the Dodger who is one of the experts at overtaking, let's say, in the league, down there in 6th at the moment in the Mercedes. Chris Doherty is definitely one of the favourites for the championship. He's 7th at the moment, so he's got some ground to make up. Scuderia Sam, the first of the BMWs there in 8th, ahead of Luke McGee, the Scotsman, Alex DL, Crazy Stewart, Big Bad Wolf, Stuart Davis. Free Gazelle is up there in 14th, having a cracking championship so far, ahead of the Frenchman, and Alex Brown, who hasn't done that many races yet. And onto the starting grid now, Stuart.
Yes, there we go. We got Subrosa 1 minute 30 dead. Chris Doherty not far behind. BTC Dan there just within a second. Alex CDL just behind him then. So just less than a second between that lot there. Roger the Dodger 1.2 back. And Scuderia Sam just a little bit off the pace. Alongside his BMW rival there, Stuart Davis. He's a fair bit back actually, is Stuart, in the bright orange BMW there. D-Man 221, part 2 of Team Ireland there. We've got Luke McGee, Big Bad Wolf, side by side. What could go wrong there? Crazy Stupor, he had a bit of a wobble in qualifying. I think he ended up using that as practice. Requin to mess in, probably going to be making a lot of mess again today, I would imagine. And Free Gazelle there seemed to really struggle, but he's getting quicker and he's looking forward to this race, I think.
Yeah, he's not a hot qualifier, but he's a good starter, so let's see how he starts today. Let's see how they all start today, and they're off the grid now, and heading down to turn 1. Chris Doherty's got an excellent start by the looks of it. He's taken the lead away from Subrosa. BTCC Dan is in third still. Roger Dodge is up to 4th in the Mercedes as they head through the very fast turn 1 now. Stuart Davis going slightly wide in the orange car there. Oh, and very wide as well. Subrosa, he's losing loads of ground at the moment, and Alex CDL in the background as well. He's fighting away at the back there, and down into turn 1 is BTCC Dan trying to go around the outside of Roger Dodge there, and there's a couple of cars going wide. I think that's Scuderia Sam and the BMW. Yes, it is coming back onto the circuit there. He's found a bit of a Mario Kart shortcut by the looks of it. Oh, and spinning out, that's Requin to Messin. He's gone off, he's in the barrier on the grass now, but he's getting going again. He's found reverse, I think. Free Gazelle has benefited. He's up into 11th place, I think, by the looks of it now, in that blue BMW. Luke McGee, the Scotsman, now coming round. He's down in 10th at the moment. So Big Bad Wolf's had a good start up there in 7th. And now we've got D-Man. He's just going past Scuderia Sam there, I think, who runs a little bit wide. So a good overtake there for the Irishman. D-Man is up to 8th now. He'll be on the back of Big Bad Wolf shortly. And look at all the cars packed together as they come into the stadium section now through the very fast right-hander that enters into the stadium section here at Hockenheim. And now coming into the stadium section, you've got Alex CDL in the orange and grey Astra is, or Opel, let's say. And he's all over the back of Roger Dodger at the moment, by the looks of it. Roger Dodge is defending for his life at the moment, coming around the last 2 corners now, very sweeping fast corners, heading onto the straight. You have to stay close in the slipstream here, and turn 1 isn't really an overtaking spot, is it, Stu? You have to be really forceful if you're going to go down in there.
Yeah, that's it. Of course, the drivers are allowed to use the AstroTurf over the outside of the curb, the touring car line. That was sort of told to the drivers before the race. That's Stuart Davis making good use of that there. And he's got Sabrosa all over him, and that's Alex CDL going for a move into turn 2. BTC Sedan trying to follow through. Nothing doing this time round, although Alex should get a run going up the straight. And BTC Sedan keeping a watch there. He's thinking, oh, go on, just punt him off and I'll have the place there. But Alex is he's not as spinny in these cars as he has been, maybe in the GT3 Championship, as he goes up the inside looking for a dive. Roger's left the door open. Yeah, he's through. Nice move.
Yes, very forceful, and BTC Sedan, look, I think follows through there and gets past. Oh no, he hasn't. There's Roger Dodge, he's still on the inside, and Alex CDL now runs wide, and Roger Dodge has got a great run here, and he's going to try and go around the outside of Alex CDL, side by side, trading paint, rubbing door handles, and Roger Dodge gets pushed wide, and it's 3 abreast now, coming into the really quick part into the stadium section. Who's going to get there? Very brave from BTC Sedan on the inside there, 3 abreast. Oh, it was so close, and Roger Dodge there gets pushed wide on the outside there, and the outside is not where you want to be really, is it, on there? And Alex CDL does a little switch back there on BTC Sedan. They're still side by side battling away, and Stuart Davis has got up to 4th place ahead of Sabrosa. Great opening few laps for Stuart Davis in the orange BMW there, and still battling, look, still side by side. BTC Sedan, the green machine, up the inside of Alex CDL, who's braving it around the outside now as they come onto the straight, and chasing pack behind them as well. I think Stuart Davis might have come in the pits there, and Alex CDL seems to have cemented that position for now.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's Stuart Davis. He hasn't come in the pits by the looks of it. He is behind D-Man. He's still out there lapping. But Roger's dodged there. Oh, here we go. Big Bad Wolf. He's alongside. I think that's D-Man there into turn 2. Nice move. He's got it done there. But yeah, going into the stadium section, Roger the Dodger, he was sort of hung out to dry on the outside. They said, they didn't want him at the party. He wasn't invited. And yeah, he should have known when to leave really at that one. And ended up costing himself. But here he is in the pit lane. D-Man's going back at Big Bad Wolf. He's got the run there. It's Wolf's at a puff at the end of the straight, I think, because he...
Coming round now, so BTC Sedan, look, he's off. BTC Sedan is in the wall, and he is indeed dropping down the order now. He must have made a little mistake, I think. He's reset the car, but now he's back down there battling with Stuart Davis. So those two have been in the wars early on here, and instead of fighting for the top 3 or 4 positions, now they are fighting for 6th and 7th. So we'll have to wait and see what pace they've got. But we've seen this in the first few rounds. Whenever drivers get in the wars in early laps, they tend to take their pit stop, don't they?
Yeah, get out of the way early, then they can come back to play near the front in the second race then. That seems to be the order of the day in the previous couple of rounds. And Alex CDL, away he goes. He's had a bit of bad luck, hasn't he, in this one? He's had a couple of disconnections, I think, and definitely disconnected in round 1. It's a shame, really, because he's one of the favourites for this championship. He's definitely got the pace. He's got Sabrosa all behind him. He's safe for the moment. Sabrosa's not flashing his lights, so he doesn't look like he's going to go for an overtake just yet.
Yeah, we've been used to Sabrosa splashing his lights, haven't we, whenever he's getting close to overtaking or thinking about overtaking, and especially towards the end of races when it starts heating up, those headlights are very, very much working overtime.
Yeah, that's it, and there we go. He's I'd be sick of looking at the back of that Opel at the moment. Alex is keeping it steady, nice steady line. He's, like I said, he's not as accident prone in these cars as he has been in the GT3. He's had a great battle with Joe Brown in the last race, and there we go, he's taking the inside line. Yeah, nothing doing there for Sabrosa. He goes for the switchback. Alex will close the door on him. It's close. He's good driving by the pair of them there, but see if Alex can keep it off the curb there, keep the car nice and stable. Yeah, he's got a good run out of there, and this is allowing Chris Doherty up ahead to sort of get a little bit of a gap really, and I don't think he's going to be too upset by that, because he's had a lot of bad luck himself, and like you said in the build-up, he's one of the favourites as well, so he needs to get a move on, does Chris, in this race, and really capitalise. Alex gets a bit of a wobble on. Well held.
Yeah, he's absolutely hanging everything out to dry there, and I was thinking he's going to get the commentator's curse with you saying that he's not as accident prone in these cars, and I thought he was just about to prove you wrong there, Stu. But thankfully, for our sake as well, because this is a cracking battle, and for his sake, he held on to it, and like you say, very well held there by Alex, and he is on the steering wheel, so he can drift that car a little bit easier than the likes of the drivers who are on the controller, I guess, because there's a mix, of course. If you're not used to this league, there's a mix of steering wheel drivers and controller drivers, and Alex CDL runs a little bit wide now. This is going to give Sabrosa a good opportunity as they head down to turn 2, and he's lining him up for a pass, but Alex CDL could hang it around the outside here if he decides to, or is he going to stick it through a cut back? Alex CDL, no, he's hanging around the outside, but Sabrosa's got the momentum at the moment, and I think in that Renault now he's going to pull clear of the Astra. They do touch slightly, and Alex CDL's going to have to try and slot back into the slipstream here, is he? Subrosa's going to cover the inside by the looks of it. Oh, Alex CDL switches to the inside now, hard on the brakes, you can see the car diving down, and he just about manages to avoid Subrosa there. That was very brave stuff from Alex CDL. Subrosa, though, held his nerve, and he ended up taking that position away. Great race in between the two of them there. And yeah, what do you think of that, Stu?
Well, he's all over Subrosa like a bad smell, isn't he? Yeah, there we go.
Up on the
turf. Yeah, of course, drivers allowed to use the green section wide of the curve there as well as come into the stadium section again. Alex CDL, he's got a loose rear end on that one. It's his car, not Alex himself. But, yeah, through they go through the stadium section.
Well, who knows?
Yeah, that's. But yeah, Alex I think it was against Subrosa, wasn't it? Was it Joe Brown, maybe Silverstone? Alex he wasn't more than a second behind for the entire race. So yeah, he's going to be glued to the back of that McGann, and I don't think he's going to be letting him out of his sight. Subrosa knows that, so he's going to have to really get a move on now. And of course, Chris will see the position switch round, and obviously when an overtake's made, it normally means the faster driver's now in front. So Chris will be a little bit worried. He'll be looking at the timing screens, looking in his mirror, seeing Subrosa there, thinking, oh no.
Yeah, of course. So Subrosa is the championship leader at the moment. He's had one win so far. He's very, very close second as well with BTCC Dan. Those two have had some cracking battles in the opening races, Subrosa and BTCC Dan. But it is Subrosa who leads the championship at the moment. Chris Doherty with ground to make up. So Subrosa really here, he's just in a position of comfort, if you can call that position of comfort, when you've got Alex CDL breathing down your neck and his car, like you say, very loose rear end, and it looks like he's trying his hardest here to stay with that Renault, and two of the fastest drivers in the league over one lap anyway, you have to say, absolutely going for it, and sandwiched between two Irishmen. That's exactly what we want to see, isn't it?
No, definitely. Yeah, D-Man, I haven't really talked about him much today, but he's sort of quietly going about his business, getting on with it. Got a 7-second gap back to Stuart Davis, and then he's got an 18-second back to Free Gazelle. He's running 6th place actually, Free Gazelle. I know obviously a few drivers behind him have pitted, but it's good progress for him. He's beginning to come along strong. And then looking back further down the field, we've got BTCC Dan and Scuderia Sam quite close together. They both have pitted. And where's that? Luke McGee and Big Bad Wolf. Oh, here's Big Bad Wolf now. And there he still is.
Yes, I don't know what's happened there to Big Bad Wolf. He seems to be spitting fire out of his exhaust in the barrier, trying to find reverse gear, and thankfully for him, he has found reverse and reset the car. He's back on his way again now, but he is in 12th position, and he's he is in 12th position by the looks of it, and he's ahead of Rick Wade. Oh, big contact! Roger the Dodge there was lining up Free Gazelle for a pass, and he just rear-ended him by the looks of it, and Free Gazelle now is he's back going again, and he's trying to fend off Scuderia Sam, and Roger Dodge has lost a lot of ground here.
Yeah, I could argue there might not be much of an investigation into that one. I mean, Roger just sort of seemed to, I mean, Free Gazelle might have come across him a little bit, but ultimately Roger the Dodger was, I'd say, at fault for that one, and yeah, he sort of didn't get much out of that, did he? Sort of Free Gazelle's away, Roger Dodger's not. So simple as that, really, I'd say.
Yeah, and we know Roger Dodge is a great overtaker, but I think he just got caught out there. I mean, of course, the Mercedes and the BMW, two very different cars, and you have to take that into consideration, don't you, when you're racing two very different cars like that, different strengths and weaknesses, especially going through this last very tight, twisty stadium section, as you can see Alex CDL is now. And Free Gazelle there, possibly not quite as much apex speed, and Roger Dodge with a lot of apex speed, and Subrosa with a lot of pit entry speed as well. Thankfully he didn't get a disqualification there, but it looks like he just managed to slow the car down in time, unlike in the GT3 in Monza where he did actually get disqualified for that. But strange to see Subrosa coming in the pits now.
That's championship strategy there, I think. He's only going to drop behind D-Man, and at CDL, so that's a drop of 10 points, but it could gain him the win in race 2 if he gets lucky with the random grid. And there's Stuart Davis now. But look at Free Gazelle. Free Gazelle closes the door. Two Beavers going at it. They're snaking through the stadium section. Haven't got much grip on the wheels. That's close racing there. Free Gazelle pushes Stuart Davis on the curb. That's close. Roger's in there as well. Is he going to have a look? Thinks better of it. Stuart Davis goes round the outside. Just about keeps it in track limits, and he's through.
Yeah, great move for Stewart there. A little bit of a touring car tap as well on Free Gazelle as he came through to say, I'm coming through. And the BMW teammates squabbling over 7th and 8th at the moment with Roger Dodge there waiting to pick off the scraps. And it's back as we were now with Free Gazelle and Roger Dodge. So Roger Dodge is going to have another go now. He's got the inside line. It's a more conventional overtake now by the looks of it down in the inside here. And he's going to have I thought he was going to have a little look at Stewart as well. Now he outbrakes himself though. And Free Gazelle gets a switch back. Fantastic stuff. And Free Gazelle now is away onto the straight with that power of the BMW being unleashed and the slipstream as well of his BMW teammate, Stuart Davis. And Roger Dodge is going to have to absolutely send it if he's going to get past now into this corner.
Yeah, it might prove costly for Roger Dodger. This is where the BMW is quick. Free Gazelle, he's outbraked him, so that's a shame. And Stuart Davis will think that's a shame as well. Oh,
Yeah.
Free Gazelle,
He's got back at it, down the inside.
It was worth a shot, fair play. I give him that.
Yeah, that was fantastic stuff. Love to see Free Gazelle getting his elbows out like that. Like, he hasn't got the 1 lap pace, has he, in qualifying, but he does slowly work his way into the races, and he is getting there, isn't he, Stuart?
Yeah, and the format obviously allows for that as well. You know, he hasn't pitted this race, he will have to pit in the next one, but at least it means in this race he can be scoring points, getting involved, and yeah, it's nice to see him up there. And it's Chris, he's going to be hoping Alex CDL doesn't want to get involved for the lead here. But you've got to say he's gonna. Looking at it, he's not defended from Subrosa anymore. He's just got free rein to just put the hammer down and get after Chris. And yeah, the Welshman can see that Irishman ahead, thinking, yeah, I'm coming for you, and this is it. We've got, where are we at now? 3.5 minutes to go, give or take. So yeah, it's probably looking 4 laps, maybe 5 to go, something like that.
And I wouldn't bet against another extremely close finish. So only about, I think the average average gap between first and second at the moment, the first 4 races is something like 0.11 seconds, something like that. And I wouldn't bet against it again here, to be honest, because Alex CDL has really caught Chris Doty in the second half of this race. And let's not forget, at the moment, it's a Opel Astra, Vauxhall Astra, 1, 2, 3. No Renaults in the top 3 at the moment with Subrosa pitting, and that would definitely be a first for this championship.
Yeah, that's it. We've seen a couple of BMW. Well, we've seen a BMW on the podium. I think Scuderia Sam had one, but otherwise it has been all Renaults and Opels at the front. But yeah, it'd be nice. It's nice to see sort of all the different cars being able to get in the mix, and the format really helps that as well. It's sort of even if you haven't got the outright pace, it'll reward the most consistent drivers out there. So speaking of consistent, is BTCC Dan. He's again, there's a lot of favourites for this championship. He is one of them, but he's had a few incidents, and I think he had a disconnect at Silverstone as well, which didn't help. Fortunately, he pitted in the race he disconnected, so was able to capitalise on it in race 2. And here's Alex CDL now against Chris Doherty. There'll be no holds barred in this one. Alex goes wide around the outside. He's going to go the outside, look for the switch back. Chris places his car just right there, like a big immovable object that's very much in the way. And yeah, they go through now. Alex, there's just nowhere for him to go, is there?
You know, Chris Doherty, very experienced racer, of course. Alex CDL, though, he's very quick as well. So this is a fantastic, well-balanced battle between the two of them here. And look at this, Chris Doherty now covering the inside line. Alex CDL trying to take the more conventional line, but I think Chris just about managed to get back onto the racing line there, so he hasn't lost any speed going through there. Alex CDL, he's looking very dangerous in the mirrors though, and Chris Doherty certainly knows he's there, especially with that new orange livery that Alex has got, copying his teammate Stuart Davis with the orange there by the looks of it. But this has given me flashbacks of that Clio Cup Championship we ran with these two absolutely going for it on the final laps of the last round for the championship.
Yeah, that's it. And obviously the stakes aren't quite that high today. Oh, and Chris has won it. Is that? There we are.
We've done it again. Yes, so and Chris Doherty takes the win. Sorry, it's a bit late. Ahead of Alex CDL. Fantastic battle, and I think it was only a couple of tenths on the line again, so 5 races now with just a couple of tenths separating the top 2. Absolutely great. It really shows how close this championship is, with 2 Irishmen on the podium as well, and an Opel 1, 2, 3. Subrosa, I think, gets 4th in the end despite taking that pit stop, so very well judged for Subrosa there, like you say, for the championship. Oh, Roger Dodge now switched back on Stuart Davis on the last lap, and he's got him by the looks of it. So these two often find themselves battling, don't they, in the closing stages of races, and Roger Dodge has managed to just sneak his way past Stuart Davis there for what is that, 7th position, with BTC Sedan 5th, Scuderia Sam 6th, Stuart Davis then in 8th, and then Lucan McGee, Scotsman, coming home in 9th. We haven't seen much of Lucan McGee, but there he is, coming around the last corner now to take 9th, and Free Gazelle looks like he's going to take 10th position, not far behind Loopy, and Crazy Supot not far behind him, and Big Bad Wolf had a little bit of a messy race, I think, in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, he managed to find his way back to the track in the end, and yeah, he managed to, well, not on the top tail, he only lost out to everyone, and Requin just behind him there. Requin to mess in, made a mess at the start again. And there we are, there's the results for race 1.
Yeah, that was a pretty good race that was, wasn't it? Lots of action involved. Alex CDL with the fastest lap there by the looks of it. Oh no, it wasn't actually, it was Sabrosa. Yes, look at that. Nearly a second faster than most of them. That Renault has got some pace, so he'll be one to watch in the next round, definitely. You can see there the BMW is a little bit off the pace. 31.8 for Stewart and the 32 flat there for Scuderia Sam. Free-Gazelle a 36.6. Hadn't got the 1 lap pace, but he was there or thereabouts, wasn't he, in the action?
Yeah, that's it. And Roger Dodge will be happy with that 7th place. Imagine to nick that at the end there. And,
it could have been more though, couldn't it?
It could have been. Yeah, I mean, sort of like his own fault. Like I said, trying to get involved in a party he wasn't invited to. But there we are. And there we go. Some of the action from the first lap, and just silly.
Yeah, silly indeed.
That's it. And Loopy McGee, that's a bit silly as well, isn't it?
Oh, that's a nice slow mo. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was going to hold it.
Nah. Yeah, I was thinking about it for Roger the Dodger. Yeah, there we go. Alex CDL says, get out of it.
This was the highlight of the race for me. That's 3 into 1 there. That was fantastic stuff. Bravery from all 3 of them there. None of them backing out. BTC Dan down the inside. Oh, so that's what happened to BTC Dan. He just outbraked himself in an overtake.
Yeah, sort of his own fault really. Nothing doing there. No one to blame on that one but himself. And Big Bad Wolf did the same really, except he was on his own.
Yeah. He's got some ground to make up, but at least he's probably taking his pit stop now. So, and this is what happened with Big Bad Wolf. Is that Big Bad Wolf?
Maybe Roger the Dodger. Not sure.
Yeah, I think it could have been. Yeah, so it looked like Freakers got a little bit out of shape, but anyway, pitted in race 1, most of them, as you can see. I'm not going to reel them all out because there's a lot. So race 2, the top 3, Chris Doherty, Alex and D-Man, Free-Gazelle and Cherry Berry. Cherry Berry wasn't in that one, I don't think, was he, the first race?
No, but the rules state you must pit once across the round. So if you do miss race 1 and jump into race 2, you still have to pit.
Indeed, as we saw with Joe Brown, who also isn't racing today in the first round, where he jumped into race 2 after missing race 1 and he had to pit. So this is going to shake it up a little bit, and I think you have to say Subrosa could be the favourite here with the pace he had and not having to pit. But look, it's a jumbled up grid, random grid of course for the second race, and away they go now. BTCC Dan on pole position, so that's perfect for him with Big Bad Wolf in second as well, so he needs to get some points in this race, and Cherry Berry in third, but he will need to pit of course, coming into the fast turn 1 now, and it's already 3 wide there with Crazy Stewart on the outside, Stuart Davis on the inside with the looks of it. And look, tangling there on the left. That was Alex, I think, with I think it could have been Requin. He's changed his livery though, and 2 wheels now for a lot of the cars. And Scuderia Sam taking his favourite line by the looks of it, round turn 1, and the shortcut. And they're coming onto the straight now, and look at the action-packed cars. We've got 14 cars on the field here. This is going to be entertaining to try and keep track of this lot. Cherry Berry's really dropped down, just behind Scuderia Sam there, with Roger Dodge on the inside now. Scuderia Sam giving him room, and Cherry Berry looking to pick through the mess there. BTC Dan though is still leading from Big Bad Wolf. Chris Doherty's up to third now, and Crazy Stewart battling with Alex CDL. Yeah, a little bit messy going round here now, banging doors, rubbing wheels and trading paint all the way through. As they come now into the stadium section, that's Stuart Davis running wide in the orange BMW, and that's D-Man now as they come in. Oh, and Crazy Stewart's got a bit of a tap. Oh, and bang from Subrosa, and Crazy Stewart's off in the gravel, and he's been spun around now, and that's Subrosa off as well. And more contact going on now between Loopy McGee and Roger Dodger, it looks like, with Requin Messina in 9th at the moment, really getting involved. And Roger Dodge in the bright yellow car, and Cherry Berry now having a go on Requin, but they tangle, and Requin's lost out, I think, from that one. As who was that driving around the outside? It could have been Subrosa. Yes, I think it was Subrosa. And all the way back down to Scuderia Sam's had a terrible start, and he's just ahead now of Requin, Free-Gazelle. Crazy Stewart's had the worst start of them all though on that opening lap.
Yeah, and I think Stuart Davis will be happy with that. He's leading that train of cars there. He started 12th place. He's now running 6th. So that's half the field have just sort of got out of the way for him. That's Roger the Dodger looking down the inside. That's going to be close. Of course, they got beef from the first race, those two, after Stuart losing position there. Scuderia Sam battling with the French dude again. onto the streets now. Is that Crazy Stu Pot going to have a run on him? You wouldn't think they were battling for sort of like 12th, 13th and 14th there, would you?
I know, it looks like they're going for the championship. And down the inside now goes Rick Wynn on Scuderia Sam, but he just backs out of it. And just didn't quite... Oh, and more contact now. And that's lost all the momentum for Scuderia Sam. And now Crazy Stu Pot's going to be looking to pick off any scraps here. And look at this, locking wheels as well. Rick Wynn's run wide now. Scuderia Sam's trying to get the switch back. Or is he going to run the outside? He's trying to go around the outside, but you're going to get pushed wide if you do that. Yes, he does. And this is going to give Crazy Stu Pot a chance. And this is for the last few positions, all this action. And this is Subrosa now running wide, kicking up the gravel. He's got Cherryberry on his inside, which now becomes his outside as they head through the stadium. And it looks like Subrosa's got that position.
Big Wolf's dropping down the order. What's happened to Big Bad? There he is. He's slung it on the grass there somewhere. That's a shame for Big Bad Wolf. Second place. He could have really done that points-wise for the championship. There's Loopy McGee. He's got... there's the Wolf. He's now in 10th place. That's a shame. But,
Big Bad Wolf, like you say, he could really have done with the points there. And he had a great draw for the random grid slot as well, starting up there in the top 3. But now he's fallen back down. He's just ahead of this train of cars now with Scuderia Sam. And who else is in there? It's Crazy Stu Pot, I think, is it?
Yeah, that's it. And Rick Wynn as well.
Crazy Stu Pot's now got a run on Scuderia Sam. He's going to go down the inside, I think, is he? No, he just backs out of it. He cut away, though. The camera cuts away to look at Stuart Davis. And he's got a bit of a Yano Trulli train forming behind him, is Stuart Davis. We know how good a defender he is, though, so these guys could be stuck there for a long time. But he has got his nemesis, Roger Dodge, who just outbreaks himself a little bit there, behind him. And these two have had some great battles going back through the GT3 Championship as well, haven't they?
Yeah, that's it. And Stuart Davis, this is for 3rd place now. I'm assuming that the Team Island guys, Alex CDL, they all got their pit stops out of the way early. Free Gazelles down in last as well. 40 seconds off. They've all pitted. So, this is for a podium now. And Subrosa, who we said, depending on his random grid slot, could be favourite for this race, he's at the back of this train. So, this is a gift for BTCC Dan, who's leading the race. He's got Chris in second. So Chris hasn't pitted yet. Obviously, he does have to. So this is actually for net second. So quite big points on offer in this fight here.
Yes, very well said there, Stu. Because of course, Subrosa's just tapped the back of Loopy McGee, but he just about held on to it. I thought that was going to be a lot worse. He's still on the back of this train though. That was a bit of a heart in the mouth moment there. He has got a little bit of a gap back though behind him, so he can afford to go for it. It's still early stages in this race though, and that's the Scotsman now getting out of shape. This is going to give Subrosa a great run. He switches to the inside, and Loopy McGee tries to squeeze him to the wall, but it's too late to close the door now. Subrosa's there on the inside, but you can fight back through these next few corners. It's very much a track where you have to set up a move a few corners before, and Scuderia Sam and Cherryberry together on track. What could possibly go wrong there?
Yeah, that's it. Team Not Made's ride again. And Subrosa's 5th place now. He started, I think he was behind Stuart Davis. No, he was ahead of him on the grid. So sort of like 10th, 11th place for Subrosa. And Roger's getting close there. He's having a look. He wants that 2nd place. He knows he's falling a little bit behind Subrosa in the championship. He needs to get this done as soon as he can so he can get on up the road. And Subrosa 2 wheels there. And through they come now. They'll be coming up to the stadium section. That's where the BMW really struggles. It's like sort of like a slippery thing with just no rear end grip whatsoever. So lucky it's not cold ridden. We set the season to summer. Otherwise the BMW would be really struggling for it. You can see how much Roger Dodger closes on the brakes there. He's having a little look there, a little bit of a love tap just to let him know he's there. I mean, he knows he's there. I can't imagine the BMW would be
much good in snow.
No, I wouldn't want to try it. But,
it's the only rear-wheel drive car out there, of course. All the others are front-wheel drive, so it's got its pros and cons as that. But Roger Dodge now riding on the bumper with him, and he's all over the back here. The 2 Englishmen really fighting away, and you can see Subrosa. He's just waiting. He's just waiting, isn't he, Subrosa, to try and see what happens here, because there has been some history between Roger Dodge and Stuart Davis.
Yeah, not all bad. I mean, Roger got the overtake of the championship in the GT3 category against Stuart Davis. That's not good. And Subrosa says, "Cheers, thank you." Stuart Davis thinking, "What on earth are we doing? Get off my door and get away."
Yeah, it was a legit move, I think, to be honest. Cars do go around the outside there, but unfortunately they did sort of glue together in the sort of classic Project Cars 2 physics, and neither of them were backing down, of course, and why would you? But Subrosa really benefited from that, and fantastic opportunistic driving, which allowed him now up into third with a really nice big gap in front of him of clear air. So we're really going to see now what sort of pace that Renault has got. And BTC Sedan up ahead now. He's got a 8-second advantage over Subrosa, so it'd be interesting to see if that gap comes down at all throughout the race, with of course Chris Doherty in the middle there. And it'll be also interesting to see where Chris Doherty comes out when he pits, Stuart. Where do you reckon?
Oh, it's going to be tricky to say. Probably it's going to be behind Requin, I think. So yeah, sort of around Alex CDL. I think that'll be really, really close. And looking at all that chaos there, Loopy McGee, he can thank the glue as well. He's managed to get ahead of Roger the Dodger up into 5th place. So I think Stuart Davis would be happy. I don't think Loopy's got the aggression that Roger's got. But as I was saying, yeah, it's not all bad history between them. Roger the Dodger got the overtake of the championship in the GT3 class on Stuart Davis at Skyline in Bathurst. So they can race clean. They have done it. They showed us before. But sometimes once those cars touch, that's it. They get the glue and off they go.
Yes, the famous sticky Project Cars 2 glue. And will Stuart Davis be thinking about that manoeuvre when he sees Roger Dodger in his mirrors or not?
I don't know.
Do drivers think about that sort of thing when they see if they know someone's pulled off a great overtake on them in the past, or is it just...
No, I think it'd be more different cars, different track. It'd be more thinking about your car's strengths and weaknesses versus theirs, and just try and keep it neat and tidy, I think, because Loopy McGee's got a sudden turn of pace in this race, isn't he? And I say that just as Roger goes past him.
Yes, but he's fighting back, look. He's got the inside line for the next part of the track now. And Roger Dodge knows he's there, but he does try and squeeze him. And he just about squeezes him enough. And Loopy McGee had to get out of it there. Otherwise he's going to sort of wash out into Roger Dodge. And they managed to not make any contact. Really good racing between them all there. Scuderia Sam is trying to catch up, and so is Cherryberry. But they've not quite got the pace to catch, I think. They're lapping about the same as those guys in front, but not any quicker. So they're not really going to catch them at this rate. But Big Bad Wolf has got a little bit of pace. He is catching Cherryberry at this moment of the race.
Yeah, it looked like Cherryberry ran a little bit wide there, giving up a bit more time to the Wolf. There's Free Gazelle. What's he up to? I hope he's pitted. It's a minute off the lead. Sort of going around on his own there.
Yeah, he did need to pit in this race, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it's the case of he's had his fun in race 1 this time round, and here we are back with the fight for, it is third now as Chris makes his pit stop. This is going to be an interesting one. So we're looking for, Requin, Alex CDL will be his main rival there, wouldn't it? Here he comes.
Yeah, round in the last corner now, Alex CDL in that orange car. He's got Requin just in front of him though. It's going to hold him up a little bit, quite possibly. Chris Doherty, where is Chris? Where is the Irishman? There he is, look. So coming out of the pits now, side by side, this is Alex CDL. He's got the momentum though, and he just about drives around the outside there, and he's got the momentum, like I say, and Chris Doherty slots in behind Alex CDL, and just in front of his Irish... compatriot there, D-Man 221, so we could have a little Irish skirmish going on, but Alex CDL's having a little French skirmish just ahead of Requin messing, creates a bit of a mess, and Alex CDL now has got past though very forcefully. This is going to give Chris Doherty a great shot now. Go down the inside of Alex CDL. This is amazing, and yes, he just outbreaks him, but look, here comes the Frenchman, bang, into the back of Chris. Oh dear, that was a move on there for Chris, and the French assassin came from nowhere, and D-Man though is still battling away at the background, waiting to see how all this unfolds. He's run wide now though, and Requin is trying to get D-Man now. This has given Alex CDL a nice little break though.
Yeah, I think it was it Patrick Head Williams said when Prost did his first test, bloody Frenchman. And I think that's pretty much going to be what Chris is going to be thinking right now as well. That is going to really knock him, I think, and that is crazy Stewpot. He just had enough.
Pulled over for a cuppa.
Batteries in his remote, something like that maybe.
Yeah, not sure what's happened there with Crazy Stewpot. He was a little bit down the order, wasn't he, after some early shenanigans, and that's Alex CDL nearly having a big shenanigan in the last corner there, and Chris Doherty having more shenanigans everywhere, and but he's lost a little bit of momentum now, but they are catching, look, Cherryberry, so this will be good. This is a great little trio battling away here. Obviously they were first, second, third, weren't they, in the first race, and but now they are battling because they have to make their pit stops, 9th, 10th and 11th, so like you were saying earlier, Stuart, this format really does mix things up nicely.
Yeah, that's it. You've got the faster drivers from race 1 at the back trying to make their way through. And, thinking of making their way through. Is that Roger? No, he hasn't quite got that one there. He's really putting the pressure on Stuart Davis, putting the squeeze on him and not giving him a minute to think, is he?
These two battling, I think if I had to choose any matchup, I think these two would be up there in this league. They are fantastic to watch racing, really clean. And I don't want to, put commentator's curse on it or anything, but we've got Roger Dodge, the unstoppable force, versus Stuart Davis, the immovable object.
Yeah, that's it. And he's very much in the way at the moment, and again, nowhere for Roger to go. And this is where the BMW does sort of struggle a little bit, but as soon as he can get the power down out of this final corner now, that's when the BMW will unleash the power and sort of start to break away there. And even with the slipstream, the Mercedes just can't live with the Beamer.
No, it's interesting to see, and quite possibly, obviously, the rear-wheel drive helping a little bit as well in some parts, but that first corner, Stu, you really have to clip that corner nicely, don't you? Otherwise you run wide like Stuart Davis has just done then. You lose a lot of time on this pit. And then, of course, you're under threat going down the straight even too, because they're all links up.
Yeah, that's it.
And nice switch back for Roger Dodge now, because Stuart Davis ran a little bit wide. They're giving each other room. He knows he's still there on the inside. They're going to be side by side here. But here comes the power now of the BMW. Sorry, Stu, to cut in there.
No, that's all right. And yeah, Stu, I think he knew that he'd have a bit of an advantage there. Cuts straight across to the inside, get his braking right. He's going to have to place the car just right, nearly knocking the mirrors off. And through they go, and Roger's going to have to think again, I think. Oh no, he's still got the inside as he go for a dive. Stu cuts him off. That was, I think he made his intentions clear there earlier. Roger gets on two wheels, and Looping McGee's thinking of getting involved. But
yeah, look at the momentum you lose just from doing that, just clipping that curb just a few millimetres wrong, and it puts you back and under threat again. And that allows, of course, your person you're fighting with just up ahead, in this case Stuart Davis, just to get slightly away. And this is Looping McGee. He's really staying with these two though. He's got some fantastic pace here as a Scotsman in this race, and he's probably hoping these two collide a little bit and let him through and take a nice little third place, because that's what they're all fighting over at the moment, incredibly. Third, fourth and fifth. Scuderia Sam just behind, not really catching. This is the Sky. Oh, this is Alex CDL. He's disconnected. He's what's happened here?
Yeah, that'll be Alex CDL. Another disconnection out of the race again. It's a real shame for Alex. That's 2 races now out of the 6 that we've run. He's missed out on a finish.
It seems to be when there's a bigger field, it's more risk of disconnection, isn't it? In this in Project Cars 2.
Yeah, it seems to be. Well, Crazy Stupot at least is still running. That's maybe he did just sort of, I don't know, went off to make a cup of tea or something. I don't know. But,
yeah, maybe. I don't know if Germans in Hockenheim have any tea. I'm not sure. Are they a fan of tea in Germany?
More of a sort of fruit tea over there. Oh, Roger Dodger's through on Stuart Davis.
Yes, unseen by the cameraman, but he's through by the looks of it. Stuart Davis, though, has still got a chance of getting back at him. So Roger Dodge, though, has passed him somewhere. I can only guess it must have been in turn 1, I think, quite possibly. We saw Stuart Davis running wide a little bit the lap before there, so I think that was planned a couple of laps in advance from Roger the Dodger, and nicely done there. Stuart Davis, though, isn't going to give up, is he? And you can see how hard he's pushing to try and get past before Roger Dodge gets any kind of gap to him.
Yeah, I think this is the last lap as well. I think it's the last lap. Looking at it, it's quite possible.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Yeah, I think it is the last lap. Well spotted, Stu. We won't miss it this time. And Roger Dodge, though, he's got a bit of a gap now. So this is BTCC Dan coming around the last corner, and he's going to claim his second win of the championship. Just ahead of Sabrosa. Look at Sabrosa, really caught him in the end there, but not by enough. And these two have finished first and second on 3 of the first 6 races now of the championship. So these two certainly, you have to say, are 2 of the favourites. Sabrosa with the customary flashing of the lights there, coming across the line. So those two, yeah, you can expect a race-long battle. And look, across the line now, Roger the Dodger finally getting that podium position, just ahead of Stuart Davis and Luke McGee, had a fantastic battle, and Scuderia Sam, who couldn't quite catch the battle there, couldn't quite join the party, and Big Bad Wolf as well, with some good points in the end in 7th.
Yeah, all things considered, I think he'll be happy with that. Chris Doherty leads home D-Man for, what's that, 8th and 9th. That's brilliant. If up on the podium in the first race, 8th and 9th in the second, that's what this format's all about. And we've got Requin to mess in there. He's had an interesting race, didn't he? Got his elbows out. Crazy Stupot, don't know what he was doing. I don't think he knew what he was doing. So he'll be coming home in 11th. There's still points all the way down to last place, so it's still worth fighting to the end. Cherry Berry, don't know what happened to him. He is 12th. He's beaten Free Gazelle to it. Free Gazelle is closing in on him.
He did have to make that pit stop, did Cherry Berry. But we're quite often, we're quite used to seeing Cherry Berry up there, aren't we, in the first few positions, and he does a celebratory head first into the pit wall there. I don't know what that was about, but we quite often see him near the sharp end, so not quite sure why he was so far down, apart from having to take that pit stop. But he was up there in the championship, so this could hurt him a little bit this round. But anyways, BDCC down and Subrosa first and second once again, and that is the biggest gap between first and second we've had, 1.6 seconds.
Oh, that's an eternity, isn't it?
I know. And Roger Dodge there in third, completing the podium, ahead of Stuart Davis. So that battle was great. And I'm really gutted Alex EDL disconnected, because that was looking like a really good battle between him and the two Irishmen. But in the end, it was Chris Doherty who got 8th, just ahead of D-Man in 9th. Requin in the top 10 for the first time, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. And although I do believe there's a post-race penalty coming his way for his shunt with Chris Doherty there. And also for his antics at the start of the first race as well, so I don't think he's actually scored any points today.
Right, so anyway, let's have a look at the replay of the start here, on board from Scuderia Sam. What happened to you, Stu? Talk us through this one.
He got a rubbish start compared to Roger. Yeah, into turn 1 there, played a little bit cautious, didn't want to cut anyone off, and Subrosa just very rudely got in the way. You see Alex and the Frenchman up ahead there, sort of throwing cones at everyone, having a bit of argy-bargy. And Sam just seems to break himself on his... Oh no, there we go, there's a shove. Who was that from, I wonder?
I think it must have been Roger Dodge, but I think he got a tap from the inside somewhere. I think it was free abreast.
There we are. That's Cherry Berry. He had that's where he lost all his places, and it was all at the start. So shame for him. He got lucky on the random grid. He could have got something out of that race, but wasn't to be.
How much would it have hurt him that he didn't do race 1? Would all the drivers just be a little bit sharper, more up to speed?
Yeah, I think so. You're already in a bit of a rhythm, aren't you? So,
yeah.
Crazy
Stewpot giving everyone plenty of room there on the inside. Very good driving from Crazy Stewpot. And Big Bad Wolf here, what happened here? So this is the very fast cameraman running alongside the Super Pro Big Bad Wolf, as it says on this car there, Super Pro. And one of the Irishmen there going through on the inside as they enter the stadium section now, and that's Alex EDL just behind, and really battling away with he was really in the mix, wasn't he, Big Bad Wolf, in the early stages?
Yeah, he was. He really was Alex giving I think he was caught out really. Big Bad Wolf gave the Irishman a touch, and then Alex was caught out by the closing speed then, so there's Stuart Davis going through there, and Wolf on the... Oh, that's not how you want to do it. On the grass there, around he went, so that'll be why he dropped so far back. And
You have to call that corner the Free Gazelle corner. He's been involved in 2 incidents there, not really his own fault, it has to be said. Just caught out by the closing speed, I think, as Big Bad Wolf was recovering. And this is Requin versus Scuderia Sam now on board with... I'm sure this is on board with actually. That was a dive from Requin, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think just about made it work. And I think he ended up losing out in the end. And now it's this Chris Doherty, Alex CDL. I don't know what this is. It's an overtake from Chris.
I think this is when he got taken out by Requin, quite possibly.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's that'll be what he's got the penalty towards the end race. Obviously, pretty essentially cost Chris a position there, I would say.
Yeah, well, in the end, it didn't matter, I guess you could say, because Alex CDL had to disconnect. But in theory.
Yeah. But I think it's more. Oh yeah, there we are. Look, another. But I think it's a combination of just driving into all the other cars as they're actually slowing down for the corners. You can't use. And I know they're touring cars, but you can't use them as brakes.
No, exactly. There's a difference between a touring car tap, isn't there, and and just full on using them as a brake.
Yeah.
And this is Stewpot. He got a bit unlucky there, didn't he? Because Stewpot, just in the wrong place at the wrong time. A little bit of a spin in one of the fastest corners. Subrosa at full speed coming around there. No time to react, and this is Roger Dodge as well, battling away with Subrosa. By the looks of it, Subrosa getting on the inside on that curve. Roger Dodge holding the inside line. Does Subrosa go around the outside here?
He tried it, I think. Oh, he might have the run. And I wonder if he's learnt the lesson from Roger in the first race. Nope, he didn't by the looks of it. Nope, there we go.
He ran wide.
Yeah.
And then Cherry Berry got him too, I think, by the looks of it. So yeah, there was action everywhere you look in that race, to be honest. Some of it not seen in the live feed, but there's so much going on. And Subrosa, though, in the end, has extended his championship lead over BDCC Dam. You've got Chris Doherty now up there in third and D-Man in fourth. those are the top 4 that it's looking more like what you would expect to see before the championship started, let's be honest. Alex CDL, of course, should be up there too if it wasn't for his disconnections.
Yeah, I'd say he should at least have another sort of 20-30 points. And Scuderia Sam, just outside the top 5 in the BMW, that's not bad going. And Cherry Berry, again, considering he's missed a couple of races, it's not bad going. Luke McGee, he's made some good progress forward. Stuart Davis has jumped from 15th to 10th. I'm sure he'll be happy with that one. Crazy Stupop, again, unlucky, same as Big Bad Wolf. Joe just hasn't done enough races to get higher up, although I'm pretty sure he'd be near the front. Free Gazelle, he'll be happy with that. And the team standings, again, you kind of look at it, you think, well, Alex, WWK should be up there, but for Alex's disconnections.
But I think what it shows is how open this championship is. It's incredibly open. 5 winners from the first 6 races, really close finishers. It's just small margins which is affecting the overall results at the moment, and there's a long way to go in this championship as well. So to be honest, place your bets, anything could happen still in this one. Everyone's super close, and who knows how many different race winners we'll get by the end of it. 5 out of 6 so far, as I said. But we have had our first Opel winners here, or non-Renault winners, let's say. So that bodes well too.
Yeah, so it shows all the cars are in with a shout. And we're off to Oldham Park next, and of course we're going with real weather, so depending on what the weather is on the day, that could be an interesting one. But yeah, it's completely different to Hockenheim, a bit tighter, a bit twistier, and so I wonder who's going to make the most of that one.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that, especially if it's weather like that there, with pouring, driving rain, because we haven't had any rain yet. So it'll be interesting to see how that shapes up. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and you won't miss any of the races then. So from Stuart and I, see you next time.